Hey guys, today in SAO in the Graal Factor, we're going to show you some guide on beating the Floor 27 boss, Dalos the Cross Gigas. So we're going to look into a certain way to break this boss quickly and efficiently, and then we're going to take a look into the build that I used against this boss, and some tips on how to beat this boss efficiently. Before we begin though, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more SAO in the Graal Factor content. So first thing first, we're going to take a look into this move that the boss is using, that we can do a break on the boss if we use a mace skill. So we're going to use a simple mace skill here, and as you can see, I do not equip any 5-star skills, so I only have 2 4-star skills and 2 2-star skills, and we're going to take a look if those free skills and skills that can easily be obtained from the gacha is sufficient to break the boss. So this boss attack pattern is quite simple, and that AoE attack is probably the one that does more damage, and the boss will use the AoE attack when the HP is dropped to a certain level, and when it does, if we attack the boss using mace skill, we will be able to break the boss. And as you can see there, I just need to use 3 skill attack on the boss, and the boss is on a broken state. When the boss is in a break state, we will be able to attack the boss freely without the boss counter-attacking. So we were using the simple 3 stars and 2-star skills, and as you can see there, we can still break the boss even with just those skills. So you don't really require a 4-star skills for breaking the boss. So I'm going to show you one more time here. So you're doing 1 skill, 2 skills, 3 skills, and the boss is on a break state. So it's very simple. You just need to use a mace skill, and it's preferred if you have a mace skill that have fast attack animations, because that way we'll be able to land a mace skill attack more often. Now you may be wondering if it is because my character's attack is high enough, and that's why I was able to break the boss each time with just the 3 skills or 3 low star skills. Well, let's do a little test for that then. So right now my attack is at 3921. What I'm going to do now is to remove all my passives so that my attack stats will be lower, and we will also replace my weapons here with the level 1 required weapons. So my attack now becomes only 861. So there is no way that people who get to the floor 27s and fight with attack this low. So we're going to take a look if the attack actually affect the ability for us to break the boss or not. So once again, I'm just going to drop the HP of this boss until he used the move that we can make the boss break again. And then we'll use the mace skill and see how many skills does it take for us to break the boss. It's 1, 2, 3, and the boss is on a break state. So it doesn't really matter if your attack is high or low. You just need to use mace skill, and in this situation it's 3 times of the mace skill, and it will break the boss. Okay, so next we're going to take a look if a different skill can affect the break gauge differently, or is it just going to be the same. So for this test, I'm going to use this Kirito skill, which will be able to increase the break gauge on the enemy by 23.5%. And then on my active skills, I'm going to equip 4 skills that have 2 different animations. So if you take a look on my skills right here, I'm going to replace this Lisbeth skill with the other one. And so my skill 1 and 2 there have the same animations, and 3 and 4 has kind of similar animations with the 2 hits. So that's skill 1, and skill 2, this is skill 3, and skill 4. So the first 2 is 1 hit, and the second one is a 2 hit skills. So we're going to go and fight the boss again, and we will see how different skill affects the break gauge of this boss. And as usual, I'm going to drop the boss HP a little bit until the boss uses the breaking move. And then we'll switch to mace weapon and use the skills to break the boss. Okay, and here I'm going to use the first with the 1 hit skills, and as you can see, just using 2 skill hits I can break the boss, as opposed of 3 skill hits like what I shown before. So that Kirito skill makes me only need to use 2 skills to break the boss with the 1 hit skills. So let's take a look if you're using the 2 hit skills. And as you can see, the 2 hit skills doesn't break the boss. And if I use a normal hit there a few times, I was able to break the boss. So it looks like even the normal hits actually reduces the boss break gauge there. So let's see if that's actually just a fluke that the boss was not going into the break state, or is it actually really different skills is doing it differently. So let's do it one more time with the 2 hit skills. And as you can see, yeah, this time, yeah, the boss doesn't really break until I hit the boss using a normal attack a few times. So we can conclude that the different skill move is affecting the break gauge differently, and looks like the most efficient one is the 1 hit skills. Next, we're going to take a look into my build that I use against this boss. And so on my attacking skill, I have this Window of Doom Kirito and Tactician Argo. The Window of Doom is basically just a skill like a Mismatch Silica that will be able to add an additional damage based on HP, and Tactician Argo can increase my critical attack based on HP as well. And on my passive, I have skill that increase my HP and my attack with the Alice and the Mona there. And this Thesis skills, it will increase my attack by 10% if I use Yu-Gi-Oh skill, which I have used on my attack skills as Awakening skill, and above that will add my additional damage by 900. So on my second set, I used this Lisbeth skills, which is the 1 hit skills that I used before, and this Yu-Gi-Oh skills that has an ability to increase my critical damage and critical rate by 23%. So its effects only take 10 seconds, but it should be a good thing to increase my damage before I switch back to Axe. And this Yu-Gi-Oh is also a 1 hit skill, and on the passive I just use that Kirito skill that can increase my break chance, so that I only need to use the 2 skill attack to break the enemy. So the strategy that I use on this boss is that I'll just use normal attack as much as I can. So when I get in the boss room, the first thing I do is to use the Tactician Argo skills. It will give me a critical buff and flinch buff for 60 seconds, and then I'll just spam a normal attack on this boss until the boss uses this breaking move. And when it does, I switch to Mace and I use these 2 skills, and the boss will get into the break state, and then I use the Window of Doom skills while turning the Awakening skills to save time, and use my switch So I will get the benefit from the Yu-Gi-Oh skills critical damage increase on my switch to maximize my damage. Then again, I will just spam my attack skills in here, and if you notice that my attack sometimes goes to 40k, and that's because Asuna is also giving critical damage increase buff. I'm not sure if that's Asuna or Lure, but yeah, the helper characters is doing that. The rest of the fight I was just spamming my auto attack and use the Windows of Bloom when the buff runs out until the boss dies. And because my HP is high enough, I could tank most of the damage. So that's it for the video. Hopefully it can be helpful. And don't forget to leave a like if it does. And I will see you on the next SAO in the Growth Factor content. Bye now!